Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Lost Gender Relationships. So the question is simple. Would you ever date your best friend's ex? Well, that happens to be the situation of our first OP, so let's get started with that story. This one's from user 3xfacch. Should I, 33, female, tell my best friend, 33, female, that I'm going to start dating her ex-husband, 34, male? I was best friends with Anna since we were 18 in college. She married her now ex when she was 24, but left him 3 years ago to move in with her affair partner a few states away. They have 2 boys together, an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old. Her ex, who I'll call Ben, got full custody, and Anna didn't really fight for it. She was happy to just pay child support and has seen her boys less than 5 times since the divorce. I am a full-time single mom with a son of my own, a 6-year-old. I'm a trust fund baby, so that's what supports us. I'm the godmother of both of Anna's boys, and we all live in the same neighborhood. Their home is just a 5-minute walk from ours. Ben works full-time and sometimes has to work late, so I usually babysit the boys. I've been in their life since they were born, so they've always been comfortable around me. My son and his sons are really close too, since they grew up together and are pretty much brothers at this point. It's a weird setup, but it works for us. I've had feelings for Ben for the longest time, but I didn't want to act on it because I didn't want to ruin what we currently have. The divorce was hard on him too, and I didn't want to make things even more difficult. I don't do what I do for his family because I have feelings for him. I genuinely love those 2 little boys. Last night, technically just a few hours ago, I dropped my son off at his house for a sleepover, and he insisted on walking me home. His mother was staying for a couple of weeks, so the boys had someone to watch over them. We took the longer 15-minute route and ended up talking. He told me he's had feelings for me, but was too afraid to say anything. Long story short, we kissed, and we're now going on a date next Friday. It was magic. Now my question is, should I tell Anna? While the split hurt our friendship, I'm still in contact with her, and we talk about twice a month. She's told me that she still loves Ben, misses her kids, and regrets leaving for a richer man. Then, she posts pictures of herself being lovey-dovey with him somewhere overseas. She's been unstable for the last couple of years, which is why I remained in contact with her as her support system. But sometimes I consider cutting her off because she's toxic. Ben knows we still communicate, but has told me he didn't want to know anything about her and what she's up to. Should I give Anna a heads up and talk to her about it? Is she even owed an explanation? I'm just afraid that she might go nuclear if she finds out and somehow involve the kids. Advice would be helpful. Thank you very much. ***, community comments and advice ***, Maverick Wildcat ***. Why are you friends with her again? She cheated on her husband, left him for a richer affair partner, pretty much ditched her children, and then has the audacity to say she loves her ex and misses her kids. How many times have you seen her in the last 3 years? She doesn't have any right to know just yet. Wait and see what develops with Ben, then tell her. She will most likely try to sabotage your budding relationship when she finds out. You and Ben should be prepared for that. Good luck. ***, Ops response ***. I sometimes ask myself the same question. I guess it's the history. I don't know. She lost friends over the years, and I've pretty much been the only constant in her life. I'm not exactly sure about her logic, but I do have a feeling she's being somewhat honest about still being in love with Ben in her own twisted way. I've seen her about as many times as she's seen her kids. Like I said, I'm around a lot, and I see her boys pretty much every day. **Danzy relationships I would see how it goes with Ben. In a couple of months, if you're a couple, you can let her know. But it's not your concern if she's unstable. She's walked away from her marriage and her kids. If she goes nuclear, Get a restraining order against her and call the cops if she tries anything with you. **UPDAT. My best friend left her family, and I'm falling for her ex****. First of all, thank you for all the advice. I got a lot of mixed replies, ranging from telling her, not telling her, or letting Ben tell her. The day after I posted, I went to Ben's house to help the kids with their homeschooling as always. Ben, his mom, and the kids all surprised me with a big breakfast, which was really lovely. After that, Ben's mom said she'd help the kids for now, and Ben and I had a little talk about Anna. He told me he wants to tell her himself, since he was the one who asked me out. I agreed. Later in the day, I got an angry call from Anna, calling me a man-stealer and saying a bunch of nasty things. Apparently, since we were friends, Ben was supposed to be off limits. She told me how I stole the love of her life. I guess she wanted to come back after milking the new guy. I'm not very good at dealing with confrontation, so I just hung up, blocked her, and cried. I'm pretty sure the friendship is over at this point, and there's no going back. Ben later told me that when he told Anna, he got the same response about how she still loved him and wanted to come home. Then, when he said he was going to start dating me, her tone changed and she started fighting him for custody. Ben assured me he talked to his lawyers and it would be very unlikely that she'd win, especially since she's barely seen the kids since the divorce. It's also worth noting that Anna's new boyfriend is child-free. She told me so, and I doubt he relished the thought of a couple of kids wreaking havoc in his fancy condo in the city. Friday's date was amazing. Ben took me out for a drive, and we ended up having dinner on the beach with meals his mom and he cooked. Without boring you guys too much with detail, we're both into each other and have been for the longest time. 2 years for me, a year for him after he fully got over Anna. He's always wanted to ask me out, but was too afraid to do so until his mom scared him by saying some other guy would snap me up. Thanks for the assist, Ben's mom. We already have a pseudo-blended family setup. My son goes with them when they go camping, fishing, and all the fun stuff. Ben's pretty much the closest thing to a dad my boy has ever had. We're definitely not rushing into things and have agreed that whatever happens between us stays between us. He's still going to be there for my son, and I'm definitely going to be there for his kids. Adjustments shouldn't be hard because we're always around each other anyway. I spend just as much time at his place as I do in my own home. We both want the same things in life and are pretty much on the same page at the moment. I don't really want to put too much pressure on the relationship, but it does feel like it could be the real thing. I'm still sad about the situation with Anna and how our friendship ended, but trading a toxic friend for a loving boyfriend is something I would do any day of the week. I had to block her on everything, but I still get messages from some of our old friends asking me what was going on. They know Anna is a bit nuts, so it was a bit awkward having to explain the whole thing to a bunch of people. Overall, things are good. I may have lost a friend, but as many of you pointed out, she wasn't much of a friend anyway. I'm not sure when we're planning on telling the kids, but we already spend most holidays together, so there's no real rush if we wait. Any advice on this would be helpful, by the way. Again, thanks, Reddit. I think I needed to hear how toxic Anna was and that I needed to cut her off, as you guys said. It's none of her business now, and there you go. Anna's out of the picture, and Ben and Dopey are now together. I do hope it works out, and apparently they have kind of like the hard stuff already been done. I mean, the kids get well together, they know both of them, and it's already like a blended family of sorts. So good for them, and I'm wishing you and Ben the best. Now we move on to the next story, which is all about a crazy ex. This one's from user ThrowARaidFis. I really don't know how else to title this. I know it seems crazy, but it's unfortunately true, and I'm not sure how to navigate this situation. I started dating a guy I've known through mutual friends for a few years. We started dating in late April/early May. We'd never really talked, just the two of us, and he randomly messaged me one night expressing interest. I wasn't looking for anything at the time, but he surprised me with how amazing he is, and we fell for each other really quickly. He informed me from the beginning that he had an ex who was pregnant with his child. He said they started as friends but dated for around 4 months, and he realized it wasn't going to work out, so he ended things a couple of weeks later. She found out she was pregnant. It wasn't an ideal situation to be dating a guy with a pregnant ex, but he truly is a special person, and I decided this wasn't something that was going to bother me. A couple of months into the relationship, I realized his ex is not the least bit over him, and despite him having moved on with me, she assumed they'd still be together. I witnessed many conversations between the two of them where he made it clear this was not a possibility, and that their relationship was strictly one of co-parenting. She kept saying and texting inappropriate things to him, such as, "I want you," and "I love you," etc. It got to the point where he told her to stop contacting him unless it was baby-related. A few weeks later, she texted him saying she was at the hospital, leaking fluid, and might be giving birth early. Unfortunately, shortly after he arrived, she gave birth to their baby, who was stillborn. My boyfriend was obviously heartbroken, as was his ex. They had a beautiful memorial service for the baby, and since then, I've been trying to help my boyfriend cope with the loss. He was doing very well up until about a week ago, when he came home from work acting out of sorts. I asked what was going on, and he showed me texts from his ex where she's begging him to give her his sperm sometime in the near future so she can have his baby like she was meant to. He was too shocked to even reply, but since then, she's been bombarding him with texts requesting that he at least consider it and that she can't live without having his baby. While I feel very sad for her loss, I find this totally inappropriate and honestly really crazy. I told him to be honest with her and tell her he's not comfortable doing such a thing, but he doesn't want to hurt her feelings, being that the loss of the baby is still so fresh. I must admit, I'm getting a little frustrated seeing her beg him for his sperm every day, and I'm almost ready to step in on his behalf and explain to her that she's making him uncomfortable. It's not something he wants to do, and he's still grieving too. This whole situation is just crazy. I'm not sure if I'll find anyone on here who has been through anything even remotely similar, but any advice would be really helpful. So I've got good news and bad news. The good news is we have an update, so we're going to continue with that. The bad news is the first post was created with another account, and then it was removed, and it's a whole mess, so there are no comments or anything I could rescue from that. Let's continue with the update. A lot has happened since yesterday. First, when my boyfriend came home from work, after letting him relax a bit, I decided to show him the post and the comments. Reading everyone's advice gave him confidence that wasn't there before, and he texted her a lengthy message, without any hostility, firmly telling her no, he would not be giving her his sperm, now or ever. He told her that her behavior was really concerning and urged her to speak to her aunt and cousin, whom she lives with, about getting some professional help. This is where things get a little crazy. After sending her the text, he didn't hear anything back for a solid 2 hours, so we decided to take a nap together before going to have dinner with his mother. When we woke up, she had sent a barrage of messages to his phone, ranging from pleading with him to reconsider to becoming abusive and really hostile. She blamed me for the death of their baby, saying I put so much stress on her that I caused her to go into premature labor. Just so everyone is aware, I do not engage with her or speak to her ever. This isn't because I didn't like her or want to have a good relationship with the woman who was carrying his child. It's because she's done nothing but bash me, post awful things about me on Facebook, and has in the past followed me to work more than once. She never gave me an opportunity to even introduce myself, let alone get to know me. He blocked her and sent her one last message, explaining his concerns again and urging her to speak with her family, and then he blocked her. Unfortunately, this did not stop the messages. She used an app to make a new number and message him there. This is when we realized it was time to change his phone number. But first, he contacted her aunt and told her what was going on. He expressed his concerns about her mental health, and her aunt agreed that she needed professional help and would make sure she gets it. We then called our service provider and changed his phone number, which put a stop to the messages. Unfortunately, she then directed all of her anger at me and began harassing me on social media. She sent me several threats, which were saved and shown to the police while making a report. The police gave her a visit, and the threats and messages finally stopped. Hopefully, this is the end of that situation. My boyfriend woke up in a better mood today and was able to play his favorite mobile game again without fear of being bombarded by texts from his ex. Seeing him more relaxed and happier is so wonderful. I want to thank everyone again for their advice. Hopefully, this is the only update I'll have to make. Well, OP, I wish you guys the best. I hope you can help your boyfriend with his grieving, and also hopefully his ex has started therapy. What do you guys think about this whole situation? Okay, well, we've reached the end of the video. I truly hope that you guys liked it. If you did, please go ahead and click like. If you still haven't subscribed, then go ahead and click subscribe with the bell so you get notified when I upload a new video. Also, here you'll find 4 different videos, 2 from Lost Genre, which is this channel, and 2 from my other channel, LG Reddit AITA, a channel focused exclusively on AITA. So go ahead and give that channel a try. All right, and having said all that,